Do I think 7028 would ever rank 5th in the world? Going into 2024, I did not think at all that we would be even close to the top 5 in the world.
The 2024 season was a roller coaster, one of the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. But looking back, every challenge we faced taught us lessons we'll never forget. We grew together, learned from our mistakes, and kept pushing forward when it would have been easier to quit.
I didn't really have that many expectations going into the season. I know we wanted to win a regional. I wanted to win a regional.
At the start of the season, we had our first team meeting, and it was time to set our goals. What do we want to accomplish? Without hesitation, the build lead said, "Go to Worlds." Honestly, at the time, it seemed almost laughable. We had so much work ahead of us, and Worlds felt so far away. But even as we set more realistic goals, the comet stuck with us. In the back of our minds, we couldn't help but dream of what it would be like to get there.
A bunch of people had graduated, so we didn't know how I didn't know how it was gonna go. I didn't know if we were gonna have a little drivetrain robot or if we were gonna place 5th in the world.
The first regional of the season was always filled with excitement and nerves. We spent 6 weeks designing, prototyping, building, and programming our robot, pouring everything into it. We started strong, but our robot wasn't performing the way we expected. It was a tough pill to swallow. We made it to the semifinals, but at the end we lost both matches. Our robot was broken and we were out of the competition. It was the hardest thing we had to do. Walk away from one of our notoriously favorite competitions, the worst we've ever performed.
To hear that it broke, it was upsetting, but I had faith in our drive team and our pit crew to handle the situation.
On the bus ride back from North Dakota, it felt like we hit rock bottom. We were frustrated and disappointed, and honestly, we didn't know how to move forward. But we knew one thing: we couldn't let this be the end of our season. We had to keep pushing.
We placed pretty bad, and I just felt like we weren't gonna do any better than that. But I also wasn't aware that we were gonna redo the whole robot.
The following Monday, the team leads had a leadership meeting. We all knew what the coach was gonna ask. Are we going to limp through the rest of the season, or are we going to rebuild from scratch?
We could have limped it through. We really could have. But I think us being the team that we were and just the motivation and passion we had about robotics, we weren't about to limp it through with our robot. We were going to do something and make a change to better our chances of going to Worlds.
Then the programming and build leads spoke up. They didn't want to end the season like this. They were seniors. This was their last chance to make something incredible happen. Together they wanted to tackle the impossible: plan, design, build, wire, and program an entirely new robot that would be usually built in 8 weeks for a regional competition. We had 1 week to rebuild. It wasn't going to be easy, but we were all in.
I was hyped for the new robot. I was excited. I knew that Avery and Tate and John and Hank and Sydney were gonna do really, really good, and they were gonna do the best with what they had in the little amount of time that they had to make a whole new robot, which is kind of insane.
Granite City Regional was the first year the event was running as a regional, and it was right in our backyard in St. Cloud. We didn't know how our new robot would perform in the competition, but as the regional went on, something amazing happened. Our robot kept getting better and better. The energy and the team started to build.
It was cool opening up a new regional, and I like the location because it's closer to where we are, so more friends and family can come and watch and see what robots is all about.
By the time the Alliance selection rolled around, we found ourselves with a chance to play with the best. When we made it to the finals, it was like a dream. We won the match by 14 points, but the second match was a nail-biter. It was neck and neck until the buzzer. The referees deliberated for what felt like forever, and then the head ref called a red card on the other Alliance. We had won. We were the regional champions. We had done it. We made it to Worlds.
My thoughts and opinions on GCR are very happy. It was an amazing regional. We placed second in qualifications, and then we swept the playoffs entirely. And then we made it to Worlds with Toolcats and Sabre.
As we headed to Texas for the World Championship, we knew this was going to be a whole new experience. This was our first time at Worlds, and everything felt different. The matches were long, the competition fierce, and there was a lot to learn. But we were focused on not just winning, but learning from the world's best teams.
Texas was warm, and I don't like cities as it is, but it was really cool. Being in a place that big and having all of those robotics competitions, FTC, Lego League, and FRC at the same time was insane. It was so cool. I liked all the food trucks.
By the end of it, we found ourselves in the finals. As the second pick of the 8th Alliance, we knew we had a chance, but didn't know how far we could go. We fought hard in the semifinals, losing just one match. Then the finals came. We won back-to-back matches, securing our spot on the Einstein field.
I feel like we always had like the opportunity, we always had the ability, but I think this year it's just the stars aligned. We had all of the motivation. The people that made the new robot had the intention to get to Worlds, and they were willing to dedicate all of their time and effort. And that took a lot on their part, and I'm super happy that it paid off for them, and I'm glad I was along for the ride too.
That moment wasn't just about winning. It was about the relentless work we put in all season long. The long nights, the setbacks, the hard choices. The comment about going to Worlds at the beginning of the season, it was no longer a joke. We had made it. We made it to Einstein, and though we didn't make it past the third match, it didn't matter. We exceeded all expectations. We were 5th in the world.
A few years ago, I think I was a sophomore, I had hopes that we would at least win our regional, but I would never have imagined that 7028 would be 5th in the world.
Looking back at the 2024 season, I can't help but feel proud of everything we accomplished. From ranking 45th at the Great Northern Regional to finishing 5th in the world. Our journey was a testament to perseverance, teamwork, and believing in ourselves when things seemed impossible. As we head into the 2025 season, we carry with us the lessons we've learned, the memories we've made, and the confidence that we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. The journey doesn't stop here. We're ready for whatever comes next, and we'll keep striving for greatness together.